So it's TN Wrestler 360 and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a power miner. So let me see what the error is real quick. No. Alright, hold on. You know what? I'm not even going to mess with that right now, but it's not going to matter anyways, as long as I don't let it implement. Alright, so this first we're going to have to get our IDs, so I'll get on my account for that, but normally, obviously, you would get on my account to find the IDs, but what you would do is you go to View, Objects, and you can see the IDs. So this one we're just going to make it mine 10. And yes, I know I have a Santa hat on, but I don't have a rune pickaxe. That's because I went to look through my bank for a rune pickaxe and I had one, and apparently I don't. So, alright, so since this is the ID for 10, or one of them, see how those two are different? So we're going to put both down, so I don't mind both of those. So what you do is you go public int 10. Hold on. You do like that because it has more than one value. And then 10 equals. And you put all the values for that in a bracket. So what did I say? What our values is 11957. 11957. The other one is 11959. Alright, so then we need to find out what the value of our pickaxe is. Now you guys won't be using the same pickaxe as I am, but or hopefully not. I'm gonna get the value of mine, but you guys can change it if you guys are gonna do the strip with me. The value of that is 1267. So you could, and once again, you could do the same thing that I just did for this. You could go public and then you could do pickaxe. I'm just too lazy to get all the values, but pickaxes equals, and then just put these all in a bracket. Put all the values in a bracket. But I'm just going to do one, so it's too easy to find them all. Alright, so since I only have one value, I'm not going to put the brackets right here, because it's only one value. Alright, 1267. And really, you don't have to do any of this. You just have to, you could call on them later in the script, like just with their numbers. But this just makes it easier, so you don't have to remember their numbers. You can just type in pickaxes instead, and it's recognizes that number. Alright, so I think that's all we need for this, all the integers we need for this script, all the different variables. So now we'll go down to, we'll make a method. This method's going to find the rock, and once it's at the rock, it's going to mine it. So we'll make it a void method. That's just my favorite, but we'll call it mine. So public void mine, and you have to put those parentheses right after it. And first thing we do, rs object 10 is equal to get nearest object ID. So what it's going to do is each time this method is called, it's going to look for the closest 10 to it. So, and then right here, this is the perfect example for it. All you have to do is put 10, and it's going to recognize that as an integer. Or maybe, hold on, I put it as 10. Maybe you can't forget nearest object. Yeah, that's right. You can't do it for get nearest object, so you just have to put 11959. So here we go. Alright, so then we do RS tile 10 tile is equal to 10 dot get location. So what this is going to do now is it's going to find 10, and once it finds the 10, it's going to get the location of the 10. So the RS tile of the 10. So same thing as this. This is where I'm at, but it's going to say where the 10's at. So that when I need to click on it, it'll just click on that tile. Now you don't have to put that, but I just find it more accurate actually clicking on the object ID. So it click right here. You click right here every single time. The tile varies a little more. So now what you do is if the tile is on the screen, so this is just a method from, if you want to look at these methods, you can get all the methods that you can use in Rsbot from right here. And if not, if they're not in here, you can make your own too. That's hard. If tile on screen, and then you look for 10 tile. Alright, then, so if the tile is on the screen, then we're going to do this. Whatever's in these parentheses. Not the parentheses, the brackets. Alright, so if the tile is on the screen, at tile, so at wherever the 10 tile, at 10 tile, we want to mine. So, so the reason I put mine there is because that's the option that it gives us when we want to click on it. It's mine. So whether or not so what Rsbot will do is it'll find it, and if mine isn't the first option, then it'll right click and then you click mine. But if it is, then it'll just left click it. So you start mining. Alright, and so now that takes care of it if the tile's on the screen, but if the tile's not on the screen, which we'll do an else method for it, then we want to walk to the tile. So walk tile MM, and I don't know what the MM stands for, to be honest with you. But how I know it, I just memorized all the methods I use. So it's gonna walk to wherever the 10 is located at. So if the tile is on the screen, then it'll click right here. But if the tile's not on the screen, then it'll use the mini map to walk to where the tile is. Alright, so now we want to do, so now we can do the loop, or now we can do the loop. So first we want to check if get my player, oh, I forgot a variable we have to do, or we could do. You don't have to do it once again, but I don't know, I like to do them. Public in, I'll just call it mine animation. And you can name them whatever you want, it really doesn't matter. Just something you can easily remember. Alright, so now we're going to figure out what the mining animation is. So we go to View, Animation. So when we click on it, it gives us the animation window. So for mining, it's 626, and that'll never change. As long as you're mining that, it'll always be 626. So then we have a new variable now, and that's the mining animation. So if get my player, this is just a this is just another. What did I do? Oh, I put an A right here because I never brought my cursor down there. Okay. So if get my player, so this is just another method in Rsbot. Dot get animation enter is equal to 626 then we want to return. We'll just do. Usually you want to do it random, but for this script, since it's just an example, so I'll just do it. Alright, so return random, and I do probably 200 milliseconds to 400 milliseconds. And once again, that's in milliseconds, not seconds, so it'll wait 0.2 of a second to 0.4 of a second. Alright, so now we want to do, we want to check to see if the inventory is full, because if the inventory is full, then it can't mine. So you have to put this in chronological order that it would happen. So if so first we want to check if the player is doing something. Because if the player is doing something, we don't want to touch anything. We just want it to sit there and mine. Then we want to check if the inventory is full, because if the inventory is not full, or if the inventory is full, then we want to drop all of the ores. But if it's not, then we'll mine. So if is inventory full, I don't know why it's giving me that. It gives me that every time I try to put in this method. And I typed it in exactly right. But now it's going to lag up on me. Alright, I'm not even going to worry about it, because it's not going to give me an error when I try to run the script. So, alright, so if the inventory is full, then we want to drop all except pickaxe. I think I put it capital A. Pickaxe. Alright, there we go. So if the inventory is full, then it's going to drop all except the pickaxes. Else, we want to mine. So, and that's a very, very, very simple loop. Like, if that screws up once, then the script will fail. So, I wouldn't recommend using this script if we just make lunch. It's not too smart. I'm trying to figure out. I spelled everything right, and I don't understand why it's there. But, alright, so now what you do is, I hope you guys know how to compile if you're trying to learn how to script. So, notepad. This is, oh yeah, we want to change this first too. I'll do one here for you guys. I forgot all about that. Alright, so I took this entire layout from one of my other scripts, and that's Rsbot Toaster. So what we want to do is we want to change it to, we'll just put power miner. This is how it shows up in the script selector. And then we do mining. Alright, so now what we do is we put all of this, and I'll test it for you guys too. Alright, so save it. Oh, hold on. I don't want to run out of time, so I'm going to hurry up. Alright, so save that. I always minimize mine because I like to work out the bugs right away. See, it gives me an error for if inventory is full. And I can't figure out why the fuck that is, and I'm pissed off now. I'm going to go ahead and pause this while I fix this. Alright, so we're back now, and we're ready to go. I figured it out. I don't know, I just clicked, it auto-fixed it for me. Its spelling was right. I don't know what it was about, but... Alright, so here's our power miner, and it says GG's motherfuckers. That's another script. So, once again, I use this. Oh, we're going to have to do that. Alright, so... Okay. And there it goes, it starts mining. So, please rate and comment, and I will make more tutorials for you. Thanks. Later.